seconds of pause, and that's when they jump. And
so they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
so it's more than the twins that got some licks. All four. So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay. It was on 2 hours. Was it clear enough, or was it fuzzy, or what?
No, it was clear. It was okay. It's clear enough where you can see the actual individual.
Oh, let me stop this real quick. Thanks, Jermaine, for that video. You know, honestly, all I want is the truth to come out in regards to this case, okay? Because I'm going to say this just like I said it before when everything happened. I don't believe that Karmelo Anthony just did what people are thinking. He just went in his bag and just took out a KNIFE and just started stabbing. I don't believe that, okay? This is like the third person I have heard who said it was more than just one person touching this kid. Someone else that we watched before said that he was jumped, all right? Now, this man comes out and said he witnessed a surveillance video and he saw 4 kids. One child went over there by the coach to try to distract him while the other 4 walked up toward Karmelo Anthony and proceeded to, you know, mess with him, jump him, or whatever the case. And he said this shows in the video. So the thing is, I cannot wait to see, you know, tomorrow what's going to happen and the information that they have to present. Because I don't think what the brother said adds up, okay? I really just don't. I don't believe that Karmelo just went up there and just started STABBING this kid. I just don't believe that. And then they try to make a big deal about him saying that he did it. He's not saying he did it. He didn't say he did it to brag about it or to admit like he just did it and he didn't believe it was self-defense. He actually believed it's self-defense because clearly they must have jumped him. Okay? I mean, let's keep it real. If a bunch of kids are coming up toward another child and he's by himself, if he can't run and he has something to defend himself, he's probably going to try to use it. Okay, point blank. See, what I haven't heard many people say, they're saying it now, okay, but they weren't saying it before, that I think everything was done wrong from the start. Okay, initially when Austin and his brother asked Karmelo, did he go to the school or whatever they asked him, if Karmelo came out and said, basically talked like he didn't want to be bothered, this is the time the 2 twins should have went to go tell the coach. Just like I said, Karmelo could have told his coach and see, you know, what he says. For me, this whole entire thing is basically could have been avoided if only everybody would have just did what they needed to do. Okay, and then I heard somebody say he was being a man when he confronted Karmelo. No, he was not. First and foremost, he wasn't a man. He was a young kid. That's the first thing. It's not his right to go over there and try to make someone leave from the tent. Okay? He does not own it. I don't care about his school tent and all this other stuff because you see what? See now, his life is gone because of a tent. And that tent is still there. Okay? It's plain ridiculous. The whole entire thing. Let me see what you said over here, Jermaine. You said, right, we don't know the jury's racial makeup other than there are no black jurors. Right. If he's telling the truth, that changes a lot. Right. If he's telling the truth, he claims that this is in the video. Okay. So we will find that out, I guess, when tomorrow or the day after or whatever the case is, Monday, Tuesday, or whatever. I'm pretty sure the truth will be revealed in these videos. So right now, I'm just going to go over some stuff that I have here. Obviously, the defense job is to defend Karmelo Anthony. Prosecution's job is to prosecute, okay, according to what they believe, what evidence they have, and the same thing for the defense. I personally believe that Karmelo Anthony did engage in self-defense, or at least he thought he did. I don't think he intentionally tried to unalive this kid or anything else. That's why he was crying. That's why he kept on saying he's not going to pass on, or whatever the case is, when that other coach told him, you know what this means if this kid passes on. Right. The coach was too busy dealing with a crock pot issue when he should have been over there supervising his people. And then I heard something else. I don't know if this is true. I heard that Austin was put off the team, but the coach allowed him to come in to help or something because they were short-staffed or something like that, allegedly. If you're put off the team, I don't think you should be called back in to help with anything. Okay? Period. I just want to put that out there. Anyway, let me go ahead and get this information, you guys, because this is plain ridiculous. And make sure when you come over here and you leave comments, make sure they stay respectful. Don't do no racist stuff, because you will be immediately blocked on everything after I tell you off. Okay? Period. Because you can state your what you think without being racist or without acting like a clown. Okay, we don't do all that stuff over here, so keep that shit, put that on someone else's page, okay, on everything. Now let's go ahead and check this out, the stuff that I have. Hopefully I have it on this phone. I don't know for sure. Let's see. First, let's tackle the issue of no black jurors. Okay, I think the black ones the black people that they did have, I think they were all teachers, and they claimed that this would be kind of I don't know if they said bias or something else, or let me see if I can find anything on that real quick. Let's see. Let's see what did they say real quick. I'm looking at some stuff. So they claim that prosecutors argued that the facts of the case were race neutral, and that the circumstances did not necessitate a racially diverse jury. And that's after attorneys for both sides went through a pool of around 500 potential jurors. Well, I actually think that it should be people of all race, you know, at least, you know, because Anthony is black, Austin was white, and I think, you know, just to be fair, it should have included, you know, some black jurors as well. Not school teachers, but I'm pretty sure, you know, you could have found people, you know, who are not teachers to be on the jury. Now, they did say some of these people were dismissed because they worked in education, while others were removed after indicating that the races of the defendant and the victim could affect their judgment. Well, you know, honestly, the thing is, I don't understand why. Well, I guess they were being honest, but I don't. Listen, for me, I don't care what color someone is, right? If the video shows that a person did not commit self-defense, I'm going to, you know, vote accordingly. If it shows that he did commit self-defense, I'm going to vote accordingly. I'm not looking at their colors. I'm looking at the fact, you know, if a crime was committed, and I see a lot of people can't do that. Their race, for me, has nothing to do with what happened. It could be vice versa, and I would be saying the same thing. I still believe that they should have got more black people, you know, to be interviewed and take the test, whatever they do to get on the jury. Okay, point blank. It should be fair all the way around. So let's see here. Okay, so I just told you about that. Now let's go ahead and recap everything. You said the last 3 black juries were 3 female teachers. There were others that were released before. Yeah, we just went over that. Thank you. You said that's not alleged. He testified that he did it. I know. I just said alleged because, you know, you have to here on the channel. But thank you for clarifying that. Anyway, anything when I say alleged, you can go back and say it's true in the chat, okay? So let me see here. I think that's on my other phone, so I'm about to switch phones. I knew it was going to be on the other phone. Let's go ahead and switch phones real quick. Excuse me, y'all. Let me go ahead and do this and switch everything around. No, for 1 second, you guys have to get all this switched. Because I usually keep one of my phones on my own live so I can make sure that I put videos up. Because sometimes I'll forget, like I did on my Country Wayne video earlier today. And I happened to look at my phone and I didn't see it. So I knew then that I did not share it. You have to watch yourself. They do it all the time when they act and they, you know, people watching. I don't know if they actually watch themselves and stuff, but I know everybody else, you know, the people who work in the studio, whatever the case is, they're watching everything on the set. That's what I was meaning to say. Okay, let's go ahead and get this. So let me just start out with this one first. So it was stated that Austin, remember I just said that allegedly he was kicked off the team. Okay, the track team. It's not allegedly, he actually was, okay? It says Austin had been kicked off the track team before the fatal meet. Now, Rob Starr, Memorial High School's head track coach, testified that before the district meet, he was upset with Austin because Austin had competed at a previous meet, then left early to go fishing. Starr said he actually kicked Austin off the team over that, but later spoke with him and allowed him back on. Now, the reason why that matters is because Starr, excuse me, explained that on the day of the meet, he texted Austin that he needed to step up and help. Austin and Hunter were throwers, and Starr said throwers were usually leaders who helped set up and manage the team tents. So the thing is this right here. He kicked him off the team, and then he decided to let him back, right? So then he texted him, okay, the coach texted him, right? And said he needed him to help, to step up and help, okay? Because they were throwers, and Starr said throwers were usually leaders who helped set up and manage the team tents. So with him managing the team tents, maybe that was the reason why Austin felt the need to confront Anthony. And that's fine. The problem that I have is the fact that if Anthony didn't want him to talk to him or anything else, then Austin, his brother, should have went right over there to the coach or another coach or some damn grown up and let them know. Okay? Period. Because when you do this, you avoid everything else that happened afterwards. Just like I said before, Karmelo should have just got up and went over there to his coach because his coach was there. Right, Jermaine? Didn't they say his coach was there? So, like I said, they said that Coach Rob Starr testified that Austin Metcalf had recently been disciplined by being kicked off the track team after leaving a prior meet earlier to go fishing. And then Starr said the two later talked, him and Austin was allowed back on the team. Now, according to Starr, that history was part of why he expected Austin to step up at the district meet and help lead around the team tent, which is, there's nothing wrong with him telling him to manage and helped set up the tent. The thing where it went south is the fact that, you know, they should have known, these kids should have known when it's time to go get the adults, okay, to correct the problem or to address the situation that went on then. Now, you said the problem is the video doesn't clearly show anything, but then that other dude that we just saw, he said that if you look at the video in a corner or something, you can clearly see 4 boys surrounding Karmelo Anthony, while another child walked to distract the coach. Let's go watch that one more time and see that so we can make sure that's correct. And if I be wrong on anything, Jermaine, feel free to correct me, please, because I don't remember every single thing, man. It's a lot.
Was it clear enough, or was it fuzzy, or what?
No, it was clear. It was clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see.
Let me stop right here real quick. So we have someone in the chat over here. Let me check this out. You said, James, it was pouring raining out there. I'm not going anywhere. The thing is, and then the other coach tried to act like it wasn't raining that hard. He said they're in DFW, they used to, you know, rain. So it's not like they wouldn't necessarily call it pouring down. But let me tell you something, Coach. I lived in DFW too for 5 years. Pouring down rain, I don't care where you live at, where you're from, it's still raining hard. Just because you don't see it raining hard and it's not bothering you, it doesn't mean that it wouldn't have bothered Karmelo Anthony. Okay? Period. All right, now let's go ahead and watch the rest of this video.
Them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain, or
yeah, it was still raining. You know,
right.
From the, so
they didn't say what now? Hold on, let me go back because you have to correct me if I get anything misconstrued. You said they didn't say it was his coach, just that it was two. Okay, so okay, we just clarified that. Thank you, Jermaine. Like I said, if you hear me say anything that's not correct, make sure you correct me on that. So sorry about that, you guys. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get back over here because, like I said, it's a lot.
That day we were under a tornado watch. Right. We were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day. Okay. So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already, and so during that time,
I thought the other coach said there was no delay. Did I hear that correctly earlier? Jermaine, did they say that it was no delay? And this man said it was a rain delay. And he said it was a tornado watch and a thunderstorm warning, right? Okay.
When that happened, the twins, their 2 buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them, they were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up. Right. On the video, you can see those 4 that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together.
This man is telling the truth, and one of the kids veered off to go distract the coach. Why come he didn't veer off and go get the coach to bring him back over there so he can assess the situation and determine if Karmelo Anthony needs to move from underneath that tent or he can stay there and make everybody stop doing whatever they were doing before it actually started. Why?
In front of them went past. Right. The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
and they showed it on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way. Okay. They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things. Okay. So watch those 4. Here, there are 4 right there coming up.
That's why I wish they would open that video and let the public see it. Okay. Because he said that you can miss it very quickly, and I don't recall hearing anything like this or about this in any videos that I was listening to today. Did you hear anything like this, Jermaine? Because if it's 4 boys that were surrounding him, this should be brought out.
Right. That's exactly what they say. Okay. And so you have no way to be confused.
Yeah, see, now
it's those.
You said right. Porter said there were no delays. So what this guy right here said, let's rewind this. It was a rain delay. Let me make sure I heard that right.
It was on 2 hours. Was it clear enough, or was it fuzzy, or what?
No, it was clear. It was okay. It's clear enough to where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain, or
yeah, it was still raining. You know,
right.
From there, I'm from Little Rock. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already. And so,
they were at a rain delay. And I do believe this man, he does not look like he's lying. Okay, point blank. All right, let me just put that out there. James, you said if it was that serious, why did any of the adults under the tent or anyone have a problem? I don't know. Like I said, if a child actually veered off and went to get the coach, why didn't this? Well, he didn't go get the coach. He went to allegedly distract the coach. So, but you know, these are kids, okay, point blank. But that's why I think one of the coaches or somebody else, a chaperone or whatever you want to call it, should have been over there. Today, in today's world, I mean, with these kids we're doing the most, you need to have an adult standing over there in that area just to make sure all of these kids do what they need to do, point blank. They got to be hiding. And you're right. You said I've been saying they are hiding that video for a reason, which is not right. See, when y'all want to speak up, y'all be speaking up about damn country rain videos, and it's not even real. You speak up over people who've been unalive for 5 or 6 years. Y'all will make 50,000 videos on that. But I don't see y'all speaking up against this type of stuff right here. If in that video you see 4 kids surrounding Karmelo Anthony, this should be brought out, because that right there indicates that they were up to something they shouldn't be up to, and he said that they proceeded to jump him. Why hasn't this been brought out?
That time when that happened, the twins, their 2 buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them. They were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see.
I wish you would have took out your phone. And I don't understand this either, because y'all take out your phones for every daggone thing else. You should have taken out your phone and recorded. Well, you say he saw this in the surveillance video, right? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out all these people who were actually there. You mean to tell me not one person took out a phone at no time and started recording? Not one person.
Those 4 that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past. Right. The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
and they showed it on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see him walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things. Okay. So watch those 4. Here, they're 4 right there coming up. Right. That's exactly what they say. Okay. And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4. Okay. So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, and that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just.
So, according to this dude, he just said they jumped him. I remember when I was watching another dude, I don't know if this dude was lying, but he basically said the same thing. And that white dude also said the same thing. Y'all remember when I played that? The same thing. They said that they jumped Karmelo Anthony. Okay. And that's when he went in his bag. Sometime around there, he got punched or something. He went in his bag and pulled out his, thing and stab, Austin. Now, why won't they show us this video? Because I think they should show us this video. I really do. It's not a federal case. Why can't they show this video to us so we can see what transpired?
Touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
so it was more.
So the thing is, the other twin was acting like he didn't engage in anything. he tried to make it sound clean and cut, wrote that basically his brother went up there and told him, asked him, do he go to the school, and blase, blase. And then all of a sudden, he, Karmelo got reckless with his mouth and all this other stuff. And then I don't know what else happened after that. Then he tried to act like Karmelo just went in his bag and started Stabbing Austin. I never believed that story, y'all. I'm just tell you that straight up. I know how kids are, and I never believed that story entirely. I figured that something else had to happen. Okay, for real. Now, like I said before, all of this, in my opinion, could have been avoided if only somebody would have went to get the coach, whether it's Karmelo, just to see if he can sit underneath the tent, or whether it would have been Austin and his brother, Hunter, or one of the other kids. When the other kid veered off to go distract the coach, he should have been getting the coach. And then I heard, too, in the video today that, well, one of the coaches or someone there said that it's normal for the players to sometimes go underneath other tents, other team tents to, talk to the other kids. And I know this is normal because I also ran track in school, and then my kids, and all that. And they don't stay in one area at times, unless the teacher specifically say don't go there. They go to other tents and talk to the other kids. Why did that bother Austin and Hunter so much that they had to go over there and talk and say anything to that kid? He was minding his business. I think they said he was on the phone. If he was causing that much of a problem, I promise you they should have went over there and got the coach so he can come over there and deal with that situation. Just because the coach tell you to manage something, that doesn't mean that you have to go and keep on, just talking to someone if they don't want you to talk to them. Just go get the grown up. It's not hard.
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
All four.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
So again,
either was on 2 hours.
If this dude is telling the truth, okay, this is going to be a hot mess because they didn't even say anything about the 4 kids surrounding him. Other people who said stuff about it, who testified, well, they didn't testify, but they were, a witness, and they made statements on YouTube or on TikTok. They said something similar. So what you guys say about that, Jermaine and James? You said the athletic trainer contradicted Porter's testimony that kids don't ever visit opposing teams' tent. Let's see what she said. She said it was common, right? We're gonna go over all of that in 1 second, okay? So this is crazy, man. I promise you, this is crazy. I mean, listen, why can't people just tell the truth? If I just wonder if it was the other way around, would it be like this? Because I know it would. And people say race does not play a role in this, but it does. Because why can't people tell the truth? The simple truth is, if it was self-defense, if they did do all of this, I think that they should tell the truth. Okay, point blank, why lie? Anyway, let me go ahead and recap everything for you guys. So anyway, they said prosecutor Bill Rearsky told jurors this was not self-defense, but a provoked, unjustified murder. The state argued Anthony escalated a disagreement over seating under the Memorial High School tent, used a concealed, Stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest and fled. The prosecution emphasized that race was not part of the case. And I beg to differ because I'm trying to figure out why the video has not been shown to the public? Why hasn't anyone said anything about these 4 kids surrounding him and all of them participating in a beatdown of Karmelo Anthony? Why hasn't that been addressed or stated? And also the other kid who veered off to go distract the coach. Why hasn't or haven't anyone said anything about that? Anyway, defense attorney Mike Howard argued Anthony acted in lawful self-defense. Howard stressed the size difference between Anthony and the Metcalf brothers, claimed Austin initiated physical contact, and that's been proven because Hunter stated that, and they have stated that numerous times, and said Anthony reacted in a split second of fear and chaos. Howard repeatedly told jurors Anthony was not the aggressor. And you know what? From everything that I've heard, I don't feel like Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor. Point blank. Witness number 1, Mark Porter, forensic video analyst, prosecutor questions. The prosecutor said, "What is your occupation?" Porter answered, "A forensic video analyst." Well, excuse me, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Man, I get choked every time. Oh, shit. Hold on. When you do a live video, anything can happen. Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. Then prosecution said, "Did you review and process video from Kaikendo Stadium?" Porter said, "Yes." Prosecutor said, "What did you do with the footage?" Porter said, "Enhance and synchronize video evidence for presentation to the jury." Prosecution said, "Does the video help establish the movement of those involved?" Porter said, "Yes." Next, we have the defense questions. Does the video clearly show the actual STABBING? No. Porter said no. Does the video reveal every detail of the confrontation? Porter said no. The state used Porter to authenticate, I know I just said that wrong, authenticate the video evidence. The defense used him to establish that the jury cannot actually see the critical moments leading directly to the STABBING. So basically, the defense said you cannot see the moments leading to the you know what, okay? The defense, though, try to act like, in my opinion, that video shows the movements of those involved. But the thing is, I don't recall them saying anything about the 4 kids surrounding Karmelo Anthony at all. So why wasn't that included? I don't even know how you can tell a lot of stuff if you don't see, if it doesn't clearly show the actual, you know what, and because we can't say certain words here, okay, you guys, that's why I say it like that. And the video does not reveal every detail of the confrontation as well. But according to this dude, you can tell certain things by looking at, you know, how the kids are acting and the things that the kids are doing, like standing around this kid, 4 kids standing around Karmelo Anthony, and then they get into altercation. They start hitting, pushing, and all that. So, I mean, if that's there, like he's saying, I mean, what are they talking about? You can see what went down. So anyway, the state used Porter to, you know, like I just said, to authenticate the video evidence. The defense used him to establish that the jury cannot actually see the critical moments leading directly to the you know what. Okay. So then they called witness number 2, Robert Starr, Memorial High School track and football coach. The prosecutor's questions are this: what are team tents used for? So Starr said they identify a team's area during competition. Prosecutor said, is it normal for athletes from another school to sit under your team's tent? Starr says, no, you don't go under another team's tent uninvited. Prosecutor said, what happened when you saw the disturbance? He said, I ran toward the memorial tent. Prosecutor said, what did you see? Starr said Austin Metcalf was lying on the ground. Prosecutor said, describe Austin's condition. Starr said his face was purple and he had a hole in his chest. Prosecutor said, what happened afterward? Starr said Austin's twin brother, Hunter, begged people to help him. Prosecutor said, did you believe Austin would survive? Starr said, no, I knew Austin was gone. So then the defense questions were, do athletes from different schools interact at meets? Yes. Are there circumstances where students might go under another tent? It can happen. Was Austin larger than Anthony? Yes. Austin was over 200 pounds and bigger than Anthony. Some key statements. You just don't go into someone else's tent uninvited. His face is purple and he had a big hole in his chest. I just knew Austin was gone. The prosecution used Starr to establish the importance of the memorial tent area and the severity of Austin's injuries. The defense used Starr to highlight Austin's larger size and support its self-defense narrative. Witness number 3, Tiffany Whitaker, who is the athletic trainer, came onto the stand. Prosecution questions. What was your role after the STABBING? She said, I provided emergency medical care. What did you do? Performed CPR and assisted efforts to save Austin. Did Austin ever improve? Briefly, there were signs that gave hope, but the wound was catastrophic. What happened with Anthony? Another coach was instructed not to let him leave. Then defense questions came into play. So most of the defense questioning focused on the emergency response and timeline rather than the confrontation itself. Whitaker's testimony emphasized the severity of Austin's wound and the desperate attempts to save him. Witness number 4, Vincent Hooper, Heritage High School coach. Prosecutors asked this question. The prosecutor asked these questions. Did you interact with Anthony after the STABBING? Yes. What did Anthony tell you? He put his hands on me. Him. Did Anthony resist you? No. Did Anthony appear emotional? Yes. What did you tell him? If he passes on, you have changed your life forever. What happened next? Anthony started to cry. Defense questions. Did Anthony appear remorseful? Yes. Did he try to flee? No. Did he believe Austin would pass on? No. He said Austin was not going to pass on. Key statements. He put his hands on me. I STABBED him. He's not going to pass. Anthony cried after being told his life would change forever. Anyway, they said this may have been the most important witness for both sides. For prosecutors, Anthony admitted STBBING Austin. For defense, Anthony immediately claimed Austin initiated physical contact. Anthony stayed at the scene. Anthony appeared emotional and remorseful. Witness number 5, Joshua Redman, Liberty High School coach prosecutor questions are this. And I actually read that wrong. Okay, so Joshua Redman is the Liberty High School coach. And these are the prosecutor questions. Where were you when the incident happened? Nearby, under another team's tent. What did you observe? Students running in a medical emergency unfolding. What did you do? Apply pressure and help provide aid. Did you participate in efforts to save Austin? Yes. Was your voice heard on the 911 call? Yes. I was encouraging Austin to keep fighting. So these are the defense questions. Did Centennial have his own tent nearby? I don't know. Would it make sense for an athlete without shelter to seek cover elsewhere during rain? I guess so. The key statement. Come on, Austin, fight. The prosecution used Redmond to humanize Austin's final moments. The defense used him to suggest Anthony may have had a legitimate reason to be under the memorial tent. So the thing is this right here. If it was rain, okay, and we now know that Karmelo Anthony was supposed to be there because his team, if I got this correctly, his team was there too at the track meet. Who really did not supposed to be there initially was Austin, but his coach texted him up and told him to come out there, to help manage and basically to help, with setting up the tents and helping the girls, carry things and etc. Okay. But like I just said, Karmelo Anthony was supposed to be there. Okay. And the other person did say that sometimes other team players will go underneath other team's tent to talk to the other players or for whatever other reason, talk like kids normally do. I cannot believe, not for 1 minute, no players visit other teams' tents. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Because we know how kids are. I have kids. Okay, I've been to games and track meets and all types of stuff. And they do go under other kids, other team players' tents all the time. Okay, point blank. Let's see what you said. You said Porter was directed by the prosecution to focus only on Anthony. I'm sure the defense will have their own expert witness. I hope so. I hope so. And the thing about it, I can't remember all these people's names, but for that one coach, I think that's the coach, okay, who claimed it's not common that these team players would do that. It's plainly ridiculous, okay? Like he never seen that before, okay? And then another part that I heard where I don't remember which coach it was. I think it was Porter. I'm not sure. Who said that he lost it when he saw Austin, I guess, laying on the ground or whatever the case is, on the field or whatever, and he was basically unalive, and he just lost it. And he went over there to Karmelo, and I guess the other two coaches told him to leave because he said he was losing it. And when you say losing it, what does that mean? Do that mean you're losing it to the point you was about to do something? And then there was another team player who was friends with Austin who said he was going to unalive Karmelo Anthony, okay, when all of that, after that happened. So then y'all wonder why Karmelo started running. He started running because everybody else started coming after him. If you, listen, let's keep it real. If you get into an altercation, right, with some kids, right, and their friends are all standing around, and you end up getting, unaliving the person or getting the best of him or whatever the case is, the other team, your other friends, they're going to join in. They're going to try to get you. So clearly, the first thing you're going to think after you did whatever you did, you're going to take off and run to get away from them because they're going to come after you. Just like the one black kid who was coming after Karmelo Anthony said he was going to unalive him. And they had to tell him over and over to stay back. Okay? So this is the type of information that you are not really hearing like that. You said losing it means he's been aggressive and reckless, right? And when you be aggressive and reckless, according to Hunter, you basically may start acting cray-cray and doing cray-cray stuff. And mind you, this coach is grown. Okay, even though I know what he saw was traumatic and he was feeling, you know, his emotions and stuff, you can't be doing all of that. You got to stay calm, cool, and collective. And they said when they was talking to Karmelo Anthony, he came back when I guess the coaches, you know, he came right around there when he was talking to the police. He walked all the way around and came up to the police and told the police that he did it. And he's not saying it like he's big bad man. He's telling him, why would he lie? We already know he did it. Okay, but he said that the kid was touching. He put his hands on him. And he warned him not to touch him. He said, if you punch me, I think he said, if you punch me, what did he say, Jermaine? If you punch me something. Okay, if somebody's telling you not to put your hands on me or else, clearly that would indicate that they don't want you touching them. And I think he said, if you punch me again or something like that, I can't remember, you know. So if he said again, that means that somebody must have put their hands on him the first time. And if he didn't say again, he just said, don't punch me and see what happens. That's what he said. They must have already threatened him. And he's letting them know, if you put your hands on me, this is what's going to happen. Okay? So if you're in an argument with someone, they come in and start messing with you, and you warn them. You say, if you touch me, I'm going to show you what's up. Unless you try to prove something, a lot of people will be like, okay, this ain't even worth it, and turn around. With kids, it's a little bit different because, you know, you got your other friends over there. You got his friends over there. Everybody trying to, you know, not look like like they all soft and stuff, and they let this, you know, this other kid run over them. So they're going to try to, you know, act like they're the bigger person. And I think that's probably what happened right there. Nobody wants to look, you know, soft or weak. And so Austin them didn't back down. The other kids did, and Karmelo didn't back down. That's why the teacher should have been called. You know, the coach. And he could have been one of the fourth kids. I don't know for sure. What's his name? They said his name. I can't remember his name. Anyway. So the prosecution did what they was trying to do as far as, you know, giving the emotional testimony from the coaches and the trainers, the graphic descriptions of Austin wounds, the 911 call played for the jurors, and evidence that the memorial tent was considered memorial territory. I don't really believe that part right there, though, because we know that it did belong to, and it does belong to Memorial High School, but it doesn't prove that, it doesn't state that other kids can't come underneath that tent, okay? And other kids have never done that. The coach was contradicted on that anyway, okay? It's not true. Kids do go to other kids' tents, okay? Period. And even if, let's put it like this, even if they couldn't come to other kids' tent, that is still no reason to jump anyone or to put your hands on someone or to threaten them, okay? If a child is underneath a tent that they're not supposed to be under, the correct thing to do after you ask the first time, because you guys are probably going to say, well, the coach told him he needed to manage the tents. You can manage the tent, okay? And all you had to do is say, did you go to the school? What school you go to? You know you're not supposed to be underneath here. Okay, period. Leave it at that. If the kid does not leave, you go get the coach. How hard is that? You said, I don't remember. The tent doesn't even matter. It's a distraction. Okay. Okay, then they claim because Anthony admitted he's Austin. What was he going to do? Lie about it? We already know he did it. Why is everybody harping on that? Because the thing is, we know he XTABB Austin. That's what he did. What do you expect him to do? Lie? He did that. But what was the reason behind doing that? Was it true self-defense or not? And if this dude right here is telling the truth, let's keep it real. If 4 kids surrounding him and start pushing him and hitting him and fighting him. What in the heck do you think this other kid is going to do? Just lay there and let them beat the hell out of him? What do you think? If he has a weapon, he may go in his bag and use it. That's why when he warned them, if you punch me or if you punch me again, you're going to see what happens. You should take that as a clue not to mess with the person. Take that as a clue to go over there and get the daggone coach who is more equipped to handle the situation. Now, they claim this helped the defense. Multiple witnesses testified Anthony immediately said, Austin put his hands on me. And I wish Karmelo would have clarified in deeper, more deeply. Let me see. I wished he would have clarified that more. Okay. Yeah, he put his hands on me, but what exactly did he do? When you say put your hands, he put his hands on me. When you say that, do you mean he was punching you? He was pushing you? He was hitting you? What do you mean? So that should have been more clarified. Okay. And they say he did not run. He did not run away. He ran away from them when he did that because he knew they were going to come after him. Okay, that's common sense. Austin had been kicked off the track team before the fatal meet. He was kicked off the track team, but his coach texted him back up. Okay, texted him and told him to come out to help, set up the tents, help the girls and all that other stuff. I don't feel like the coach should have done that, but it is what it is. Robert Starr, Memorial High School head track coach, testified that before the district meet, he was upset with Austin because Austin had competed at a previous meet, then left early to go fishing. Starr said he actually kicked Austin off the team over that, but later spoke with him and allowed him back on. He should have kept him off the team. Okay? I mean, how can you teach a player to follow directions if you go back on what you said and he has no repercussions? Okay? They said that matters because Starr explained that on the day of the meet, he texted Austin that he needed to step up and help. Austin and Hunter were throwers, and Starr said throwers were usually leaders who helped set up and manage the team tents. So the thing is this right here. Like I said before, and I went over this before. He told him to manage the team tents. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you take certain things into your hands. Okay, especially when things get out of control. Okay, I don't know what tone Karmelo Anthony replied back to them. Okay, but if it wasn't a tone, if it was like a tone where you don't want to be bothered, leave me alone, that's when Austin and his brother should have went over there to the coach, especially since Austin was told to manage the team tents. So manage means that when something gets out of control or, someone doesn't want to do what you want them to do, you go get someone to check out the situation and let them address the situation. Especially when you're talking about kids, you need to go to the adult, the coaches, so they can, look at the situation, see what's going on, and address it. Period. If that would have been done, Austin would still be alive. Karmelo would not be in trouble. Point blank. I don't know why all these grown-ass people don't realize that. That's exactly why these kids be going out here doing the most. Because y'all parents and adults don't look at the real issues behind anything. You know good and daggone well that this was handled incorrectly. Period. Right. You got to talk about everything, though, Jermaine. You really do. Okay. Again, I wish they would allow the public to see the entire video surveillance. Okay. They say it's hard to tell some things, but I bet you some things you can tell. According to this dude right here, he said you can clearly see the 4 kids surrounding Karmelo Anthony. You can clearly see them fighting him. It was said that Austin weighed over 200 pounds, probably somewhere around 220. Karmelo Anthony weighed around 150, right, Jermaine? You got two brothers that are big. You got these other kids surrounding him, two other players. What do you think? Would you guys be scared? Would you be scared? I honestly don't think that Karmelo Anthony was trying to actually unalive Austin. I think he was trying to keep him off of him, but I don't think he was actually trying to unalive him, okay? Because when the coach told him what he did, he didn't even know that he had STBBED, this kid, in his chest, in his heart. I think in the moment, he panicked, he was scared, and he just started using that KNIFE. The only question that I want to ask, I wish I could ask Karmelo, is about the KNIFE. Why did he have it in his bag? For what purpose? Did somebody threaten him before or what? I have always wondered about that, period. Okay, that's the only thing I want to ask him. You know what I'm saying? Because I just would like to know the answer to that. You said right about the 70-pound difference. I mean, you got, two brothers, and let's keep it real. If you have a sibling, right, and your sibling gets into an altercation, good and damn well, most siblings, and you probably would too, jump into it. If you got friends, if you're friends with someone and they get into an altercation with someone, a lot of times these kids jump into it. So y'all end up jumping the one person. Okay? Let's keep it real. I don't know why people are acting like this is not possible. That's why I said when y'all be looking at these cases, and I don't know, some of y'all be racist or whatever the case is, and y'all just think just because you're white or you're black and the other person is white or black, it makes them right, which is not correct. You have to look at stuff the way it needs to be looked at. What actually happened? If the video shows that he was jumped, okay, then it just shows that. And that's the reason why he grabbed his weapon. Now, if it shows something else, then we got something else going on here. But according to this dude right here who says he viewed surveillance video in Karmelo Anthony's case, let me play it again. Let's just listen to it one more time. And I actually believe this dude. I don't see why he would lie. He's showing himself on camera. If he lies, he can be probably brought up on charges. That's what I'm thinking. Let's look at that again.
Clear enough, or was it fuzzy, or what?
No, it was clear. It was clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's not clear.
That surveillance video was clear enough that you can see the individual raindrops falling, hitting the camera.
You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain, or
it was still raining.
Right.
I'm familiar with it. So
if it's sitting underneath the tent on his phone, texting or whatever he was doing, but not messing with anyone, why do they feel like they needed to say anything to him? Because is he bothering you guys? Sometimes you just need to leave people alone, especially if they're not doing anything. And then he was supposed to be there. So it's not like he didn't supposed to be there. He's just sitting underneath the tent. And even then, once you ask him a question, and depending on how he responds, you either, if he responds nicely, then you be like, okay. But if he responds in a way where you know he's not being nice, then you go get somebody else to tackle that situation.
That day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already, and so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them. They were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way, to go to the coach and kind of distract them a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
and they showed it on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here, there are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and it's immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, and that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
4.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
Darker boy, are they black?
Jones.
Light and dark? Are they black? Huh, Jermaine? The other 2, because he said light boy, then a dark boy. I mean, I don't think you would say that about white kids. So maybe the other boy was the one who ran up and said, I'm going to unalive Karmelo Anthony because he messed up my brother. He unalived my brother. So we learned a lot of, something new tonight. For real. We definitely did, because I thought so. So we do know this, that Karmelo, Austin, and Hunter is not a race thing. Who is making it a race thing is the public, okay? Because again, Austin's black friend said he was going to unalive Karmelo Anthony. He was trying to get to him, okay? And he's black. And I'm wondering if he was one of the kids who was surrounding Karmelo Anthony that day. Because this dude said it was 4. And then one of the kids, it was 5. The other child veered off to go distract the coach or the coaches or whatever. Then the other 4 surrounded Anthony. Okay. So yeah, I know that's what you were saying. Let me go back to, you remember that video we watched when this happened last year? I want to see what this white dude has said, because I thought he said something similar, if not the same exactly. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me see. I forgot his name. See if I can pull him up real quick. Forgot that dude's name. I cannot remember that dude's name, man. They may have taken that video down, but that dude basically was saying something similar. See, other people got that up too, that video. Let me see what they're saying on
right.
4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
and they showed it on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video.
Oh, they're saying here the news media lied. Okay, so I'm glad I saw this part of it too. Let's go ahead and look at this again. This was released in court today, but they didn't tell us all this.
Pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here, there are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and it's immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause. Then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
4.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that
this is another part of this video. Let me rewind it right there, okay? So we get it. And I remember Hunter saying this, okay?
Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing.
Wait, let's stop this. Y'all remember the black guy who people were saying he was lying? He said the same exact thing. Okay. He said that they took that dude's bag and threw it. Okay. Y'all remember that? These people are covering up stuff, y'all.
Them both antagonizing, and we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there, and whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get to it here. But once they did that, they started hitting him. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell. And that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him. And that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all three of them were chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo was out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting with it. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because it was unwanted. By your own definition in your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited, I have the emails to prove it, but the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it, and you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well. The other four went and they surrounded Karmelo.
I'm so glad that I went on here and got the whole video. That is a damn shame. I'm gonna play this part again, all right? Because that's plain and ridiculous. Remember, I only played part of the video I had. This is the complete one. So the black dude who told the story, who was there with his kids, he was telling the truth. The white dude who told the story, he was telling the truth too. They said basically everybody's saying the same thing. And for that boy, if this is true, for that boy to sit up on TV and lie, that's not good, y'all, on everything. Let's play that other part again.
He still stood there and stopped there.
Go back.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But the other four went and they surrounded Karmelo. If you're Karmelo.
And they showed it on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see him walk
I'm going to say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those four. Here, there are four right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those four.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
so it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
Four.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Austin, the other four went and they surrounded Carmelo. You know, if you're Carmelo,
and they showed that on that video.
It's on video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those four. Here, there are four right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those four.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks
all
on.
four.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get to it here. But once they did that, they started hitting them. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell. And that's when they realized he was gone, because they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him. And that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all three of them were chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting when he did. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because it was unwanted. By your own definition in your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well. The other four went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
I didn't download it because I just did it the other way, so it can't be taken off my phone, Jermaine, at all. Let me see. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Now sometimes you download stuff and they delete it, like they did the video of Javion McGee. They lied. Okay, and then that disappeared too. So I did it a different way. You got to outsmart these people. They be lying. If this, you know what, like I said before, he is saying the exact same thing. I'm trying to find those videos too so we can listen to it again. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Damn, dude. Thanks to this the lounge. Y'all did a good job with this right here. So I guess he was sitting in the thing today, right? You know how they invite people in. He must have saw the surveillance video. That is cray, man. Goodness. Okay, let me see if I can find where, and see, She's talking about the same thing about the dude who spoke. Now everybody's talking about it, and I said, you know what, Jermaine? We said from the get-go something more happened. They probably jumped him. Okay. I want to go to that dude, not this dude, the dude. Let me just go to the black dude who had his 2 girls at the park that day. That's what I'm trying to find. Let me just put black dude. Let me just put up. Let me see if it'll come up because I forgot. I wish I would have kept that video. I'm looking for the dude. Trying to see the dude. I can't remember that video because I played it. Not him. Y'all know, you know who I'm talking about, right, Jermaine? The dude that I played some months ago, last year actually. And everybody was playing. Then they try to discredit him. He basically told the same story. That's why I'm trying to find it. Then the white dude said the same thing. Let's see. Trying to see if I can find it. I don't remember the dude's name. The other dude name either. Damn. Let me just put witnesses. Maybe I can find it like that. Let me see if I can put it up like that. Because they got right up on social media and was talking about it. This is him, right? That's that black dude right there. They got a close-up view on him right there, man. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about another one. Gosh. I cannot find that dude. Oh, man. You don't remember his name, Jermaine? You remember who I'm talking about? If I went back to my videos from there, it would probably show up. That's, damn, I can't be going through that videos. It's so long ago, man. You'd be all day looking for it. Let's see. What is that dude's name? See, all these are new stuff. Let's see if I go down a little bit further and see if I can find it. Can't remember that white dude's name either. Yeah, I can't remember. Do you remember his name, Jermaine? Now, what witnesses? Let me see something. Maybe this is it. Let's see if this is what I'm talking about.
And what you and I have to let the man know is we are peaceful people. We are loving people. We love everybody who loves us.
I don't want to hear this. I want to see the one with the dude was speaking out. Okay, so this is a witness. Okay, they just wrote it down right here. They said a credible witness has come forward and has reached out to the necessary authorities to give a statement. Someone who was physically present at the event with his daughter. That's that black dude. That's what I'm talking about. He said Karmelo was under the tent by himself on his phone when the incident began. He was not the aggressor. The witness clearly stated that Austin and his twin brother were not under the tent. They approached it and initiated a verbal exchange with Karmelo out of all the other people who were present. He said both twins eventually jumped on Karmelo. Both. He said that, but he said more stuff than that. Let's see. Let's see if they got it over here. I wish they could have put his thing up so we can see it. But that's the one dude I'm talking about. It was actually two dudes who came out and claimed they witnessed. Well, the black dude said he was there with his two daughters. Okay, they were playing soccer or something. I can't remember. But the white dude said he sat in on the thing that they had for Karmelo Anthony. And he said that Karmelo was jumped and they took his book bag. And I think the black dude said the same thing and threw it. I remember all that. And everybody was getting up on YouTube and social media saying that they aligned. And then they just magically disappeared. Like as you can see right now, I can't even find the daggone video. But I'm pretty sure it's still on my YouTube video that I did. And so let me look one more time because I'm trying to actually find, because he actually got on there and was talking. Let me see. I know they're going to type up the same black man. I know they are. Again, the same dude. They probably took that video down. I don't know what happened. It shouldn't be this hard to find it. Let me see. Let's look one more time. Because that dude was with his two kids. I was saying then, why would he be lying and then showing himself? Then the white dude, they try to discredit him. I forgot his name, though, because he has a YouTube channel, I believe. But I can't remember his name because it's been so long ago. So all this right here, let's see. So then I can't even find it. Let's see if I can find it, you guys. Oh, here I think this is the dude right here. Let me see this video.
They were both approaching him.
You found a white guy. Send me the link.
One had already shoved him. I mean, even the brother who's alive said, I quote him, "My brother always has my back."
Yeah, because then you said you went over there to jack with them. No matter what.
Right, Carmelo, that's my girlfriend.
I have no further questions, Denali.
Yeah, she will she'll let her rip out. She knows Andrew too. She knows Andrew too.
We're going to go to Mr. EK. EK, my good friend up there in Chicago. Did you have any questions for Mark Anthony, 10-year friend of Andrew Anthony?
That's right.
Anthony's dad.
I do, and thank you for coming on the platform and giving us some insight from your point of view, Mr. Anthony. The question I have is, you mentioned earlier that the brother said that they had taken his backpack. Is that accurate? So if that was the case, how was he able to get the poker out of the backpack?
They threw it. They took it.
So they took the poker.
He went back to retrieve it. He went back to retrieve it, and they're coming and they're walking toward him. And he says, "I'm going to punch you in the face inward." So here comes all this weight at him.
I told you this man said they called him an N-word, but the N-word could be N-I-G-G-A, okay? Because I don't see them saying N-I-G-G-E-R if they had two other blacks with them, okay? So I don't know about that part. I don't know for sure.
So allegedly, I think this will come out. Allegedly, a hand is thrown, and Karmelo is trying to block it. Before this is said, though, he says, "I'm going to punch you in the face." He goes, touch me again and see what happens. Well, he tried to touch him. Karmelo tried to block it. And then a little pokey happened. I shouldn't say a little.
So they grabbed the bag. They threw the bag. Carmelo went to retrieve the bag. Mm-hmm. And that's how he was able to get his hand on the poker.
Right. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier to the young lady when I said, if I took her purse and tossed it and she's going to get her stuff and she had a pew-pew in there and, defended herself against me.
Sure,
I was just trying to put that together.
And you're saying that a racial slur was said.
Yeah.
So if he said a racial slur, he must be meaning the ER.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
True.
So where did you hear this information from, Mr. Anthony?
Oh, that I heard. That I heard in the bond hearing when they were trying to, and he came out and it was admitted. It was admitted. Yeah, that was all.
So has that been reported in the press?
Oh, you know, the race car, this and that. It was.
Well, my question, Mr. Anthony,
those were the words.
All that you're saying now, there were other people at the bond here, and I'm assuming there were press people there, correct?
Correct.
You know, there wasn't. They didn't.
Yeah, but there were some press people there, correct?
Well, I can speak to that because I did watch a report. I think it was on ABC 7, where they had a round table with two reporters two reporters and an anchor person, and they kind of went through what was going on in the bottom. So there is some press there.
So my question is, this is the first time that I'm hearing anything about what occurred in the bond hearing, and my assumption is if there were press people there, they would have put this information out.
But you know what? They're not, and they've already. It's like the first time this all went out. It was, you know, they're trying. The press don't want to.
I put that out because the reason, I mean, we see that tonight when you got this other witness who viewed the surveillance footage saying something that we haven't even heard, that he was surrounded by 4 other kids and one kid veered off to go distract the coaches. We didn't hear anything about that. The stuff that I read earlier, it didn't say anything about that. This is new.
That they're wrong. You know, Fox News wanted to make Karmelo out to be a thug. And now that this is coming back around, because the brother had such a lame statement, didn't want to say that, oh, we took his bag, oh, we shoved him. That wasn't said.
So
making him out.
So even like the other coach, I believe, who said that he cleaned up. They cleaned him up. And I was asking Jermaine, what does he mean? You know, they cleaned him up. You know, they cut his hair, whatever the case is, so now he looks decent. What kind of shit is that? What kind of stuff is that? That's racist right there, because just because his hair is up in, I don't know, dreads, not dreads, but whatever you call that style, it doesn't mean he looked dirty. What are you talking about, coach? I think that was the coach saying that weird stuff. And people say it's not nothing dealing with race. That's a damn lie. Okay, that's a damn lie. And if this dude is telling the truth about the N-word, that is certainly racist right there. Okay, I don't know if that's true though right there, because the other guy said that it was 4 kids with him, and they were all surrounding Karmelo Anthony, and one was light and one was dark. I don't think you would describe a white person like that. Okay,
to be a thug. Yeah, and so now that we know these things, it's kind of, oh, you don't hear Fox going, hey, we didn't have all the information.
Donali just said ABC had people there. That's not Fox.
Right. But see, nobody wants to come back around and go, oh, you know what? This kid now with an aerospace engineering degree had, 400 pounds coming out. We don't want to say we were sorry or wrong. I've never heard a newscast say, oh, we made the wrong call, we're sorry. They have to stick with that. I mean, there was this little lady in the picture that I texted that to you, right?
Which one?
Denali, didn't I text you that? With there's a little lady in that thing, and she was on Fox News or whatever newscast. She kept saying, and in the videos that I sent you, she kept saying, "Why did he come armed? Why did he come armed?" I mean,
that is a big thing about.
It's not illegal to have that. She kept saying that. Well, it's not illegal. It's just, I mean, I played sports. I played hockey. Cut athletic tape.
I personally think that the KNIA is not going to come into play, only because I was looking at the case in Allison case, and they didn't charge him for bringing a KNIS on school property. They only charge him with the charge of murder.
That's exactly. And me and my girlfriend were talking about that today. You know, how many people, well, you've been kicked out of school for having one, you've been suspended for having one, but you don't get criminal charges for having one. And they don't understand. Some people, I love Illinois. I was born just south of that, Missouri and St. Louis, but I can't put Missouri law into Texas. It doesn't fit. It's a square hole in a round peg, It's different down here. I mean, the stand your ground is different than the castle law. I mean, they're both laws down here, but Karmelo didn't have to leave. I mean, there are no coaches is coming up and saying, oh, you know, Karmelo was causing problems. No one is saying in the whole thing that he was causing problems, but yet they made him out to be a thug in the beginning. I mean, yeah, he's talking on the phone to a girl. And so, I mean, he's a good-looking cat. He's got a good family behind him. He's going places, but that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, nobody wants to go back on that and really start talking the truth because, unfortunately, what BLEEDS reads, you know, if it was, oh, you know, this poor kid getting picked on, you know, by well, I can't say all that, but it's just a boring story. We got to hype this up, you know. Let's make him a thug.
EK, anything else, EK?
Yeah. The only other question I've had, there have been rumors, and are you aware of not if there is a videotape of the whole incident?
So yeah, I couldn't put that in any comment. I've tried to so many times, but they don't let you put so many words and letters. The judge has put out like this all out. If anybody has video and you decide to put that on social media, or one, it could foul up any jury if there's a jury. And I forget if she called it tampering with witnesses. She put something else. They were both approaching him.
Okay. So he basically says some similar things. Okay. Book bag was thrown. They jumped him. Okay. Point blank. Now, I got the other video. I'm going to have to play it like this because I couldn't transfer it to myself on here. Then you can't click the link on here to get to it. I'm trying to see how else I would maybe. Let me see. Yeah, because I don't want to go to my Facebook one. Let me see if y'all can hear this. Let me know if y'all can hear this, Jermaine.
A witness came out and made a statement in the Karmelo Anthony case, and I have to let y'all hear this because this is the piece I have been missing that I have been waiting for the witnesses, for the students around the situation to see what happened, and this is what he had to say.
Trying to get back to their cars, or
that's the witness,
and you know, places where they wouldn't get all extra wear. Dude was sitting up under the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughter was up under the same tent. Yeah.
You talking about Karmelo?
I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity, so I'm watching everything going on around me because I'm there for my children. So, dude walks up, a cousin, mechanic, bro. He wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
He's talking about the twins.
They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting on his phone, just trying to get it dry.
Karmelo was on his phone.
And went from another. They grabbed this man.
Grabbed him.
They tried to punch on dude. Dude went.
Yep.
And they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened.
Mind you, this man does not know Karmelo.
It's both of them, bro. Austin, the dude that got unalive, and his brother, y'all remember that to intentionally. It's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school
wasn't on school property.
Miles away.
It
was a community track meet, bro. It wasn't a school track meet.
Thank you.
I don't know about that part, but the thing is that they all saying something that's similar. The fact that, both of them assaulted Karmelo Anthony. Okay? That's what all of these people are saying. The one that I truly believe, though, I'm going to just keep it real with you guys, is the dude that I showed the first one. Okay? I really believe what he says. Every single word. Okay? Because it just looks like he's telling the truth. For real. He sounds like he's legit in everything. Period. He wouldn't be showing himself like this on a thing if he was lying, because you can probably get charges filed on you. I mean, even though the other two showed themselves too, but I just feel like he's really, telling everything, the whole 100% truth. So, Jermaine, which one do you believe? And I think the other two, they said some true stuff, I believe, like the bag been thrown. Both of the twins could have done this and stuff. So I definitely, believe that as well. Those parts. Okay, hold on for a minute. Let me just keep this. I got a thing right here I need to read. Okay. What was this? Let me look at this, see what this is. Okay, good. That bill is not that much. Thank God for that. The water bill. Let me see when this due. Y'all read my bills. Let me see. That is due July 1st. Okay. I didn't know who this was, man. Okay. I got that too. Glad that bill is only $40, man. That is like, really great. That's a relief. Because, like when you first get your first bill, you be like, damn, that bill may be like $200 or, something like that. So 40, so the bill shouldn't be no more than about $80 per month, I'm thinking. That's pretty good. You said you believe the first guy more than anything, right? I do too. I believe him more than anything. They did say some little difference, but, the main things is that everybody is saying both of the boys did jump him. The book bag was thrown. Okay. They said that. The other guy said it didn't happen. The black guy we just watched, he said it didn't happen underneath the tent, right? And I can't remember what the white dude said in regards to that. And then the first guy definitely said it wasn't underneath the tent. So yeah, they basically are telling somewhat similar stories. Not 100% similar, but they still are telling somewhat of a similar story. Period. That is a trip. And I wonder, will the defense have that black dude who claims he was there with his kids, his two daughters? That would be tripped out if they got him. If they seen these videos, I would have, if I was an attorney for the defense, I would have called him up after I interviewed him to make sure he's telling the truth and everything, checking everything out. I would call him up on the stand, period, because he's a witness, right? Let me do this real quick, y'all. Hold on. So overall, hold on, let me turn this down. Overall, you guys, again, I'm still standing by what I said a whole year ago. I don't think that Karmelo Anthony did this on purpose. That's the first thing. I think it is self-defense. I believe that way more happened than what they are trying to tell us. I believe they did jump him. I do believe that other kids were involved. Okay. What am I overlooking? What is it? Let me know. I do believe all these kids that the first guy said, I believe they were involved. The one kid who said he was going to unalive Karmelo Anthony that the coach had to get. They said that on the stand. Okay. I believe he might have been one of the boys who were there jumping him. I don't know for sure. And I believe the reason why he ran is because they were chasing behind him. They was going to do something to him because of what just had happened. Their friend got unalive, got STABBED. Of course, they're going to run behind him and try to get him. What? The first guy said that one of the two black boys involved has cell phone footage. So where is that cell phone footage? And we're going to have to go back to that video so I can hear this. I'm going to look at it on the other video that we saw, though. I forgot where did I get it from. Oh, I got it from TikTok. Let's go back and look at that. Let me see. Here it is right here.
You seen the video on 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. It was clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodged in the rain or?
Yeah, it was still rain.
Right.
I'm from Little. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again, and it was over with for the day. Okay. So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already, and so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them. They were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
And they showed it on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little
and
stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here, they're 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and it's immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause. Then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
4.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get to it here. But once they did that, they start hitting them. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, but they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell. And that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him. And that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all 3 of them were chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo was out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting when he did it. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because it was unwanted. By your own definition and your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of.
I didn't hear him say that, Jermaine. You said this guy right here, the first guy that one of the 2 black guys involved has. Are you talking about this guy? Or are you talking about the black guy with the 2 kids? You know, the thing is, I find it very hard to believe that no one took any video footage. And I know how kids usually got their phones out, taking pictures, even grown-ups. Okay. So I don't know if I believe that no one has video footage. But then again, he did. Oh, wait a minute. One of them did say, if anybody has video footage, they can't put it up on social media or anything like that. So that means that, right, that means that clearly someone has videos. Who just said it? Child, I'm up here reading something at the same time. He just said it. Where did he say it at? Let me go back and listen. Y'all about to cuss me out in about one more second. I just did not hear him say
No,
that.
it was clear. It was clear enough to where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Let's see.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain, or
yeah, it was still rain. You know,
right.
I'm from Little Rock. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already, and so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them. They were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
and they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna
up.
say little
And
stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here, they're 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
4.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here. But once they did that, they started hitting them. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out of this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, but they got some cell phone footage too. But
I just heard it.
He looked down.
Okay, I just heard it. You're right. Damn. See how we can overlook stuff? I had to listen to the damn video 10 times before I heard it. You cell phone footage. So they just didn't want us to see that. You remember we was talking about that? Okay. That they probably have some cell phone footage and they just do not want us to see it. That's a damn shame. He just said it. He said it right there. You just heard it. I just went back to listen so we can hear. Y'all, the thing is that they need to show us this video, the public, all right? The entire video, okay? And if these kids surrounded him, like this man is saying, in which I do believe him 100%, and they start hitting him, the 2 brothers, and then the other one start swinging, how can you not think he did not use self-defense because he was fearful for his life? What y'all think he just gonna stand there and let them beat the hell out of him and possibly unalive him? Do y'all think that? And right, we were talking about this and we said we refuse to believe out of all those kids out there, no one had a cell phone and recorded this. I just refuse to believe that. You know, with everybody, got cell phones, and then listen, you got the little watch things. Even if you can't record off of that, like take a video, you can at least record the sound. No one did anything. That's weird to me. That's very strange. You got people recording police officers in the middle of a pew-pew. So, you know, it's very unfortunate that Austin got, you know, unalive. I wish everything was handled differently. You know, I wish they had, you know, somebody grown standing over there, you know, because this was like something that could have been avoided all the way around, you know? And for people to lie and say stuff that's not true and not tell the 100% facts is plainly, it's really disturbing. If what this guy is saying is true, it's really disturbing. And then if the media is covering this up, that's really something else, because everything should be out there. Okay? If this kid committed self-defense, that's what should be stated. Why are you guys calling him a murderer if his life was in jeopardy? If 3 or 4 people jumped him and was doing the most. This guy right here said he tried to get away and they pulled him back in by his shirt. Then if the videos that they showed people, the pictures were edited, I think I heard somebody else said the same thing when they was looking at the video. I mean, the pictures. And we know all about that, Jermaine, right? Because remember Javion? Remember him? So again, this is a trip. I'm going to be, you know, staying on top of all of this. Me and Jermaine, and, you know, we're going to be staying on top of this. I cover so much content, you guys, so thank God for Jermaine. But I am going to be covering this until it's over. And I want justice to be served. Because if this kid acted in self-defense, which I believe he did, there's no way he should be up on murder charges. And I don't care who does not like what I just said. If you leave any comments that's disrespectful or racist, you will be dealt with and blocked. And I mean that on everything. Okay, you can object. You can say you still believe he's guilty, but keep it respectful. Let's not bring race into it. Because in my whole life today, you didn't hear me say no racist term, period. Okay, so I expect the same type of thing if you're going to reply. If you can't abstain from doing that, do not leave a comment on my channel. Okay, point blank. So anyway, I'm glad that you sent me that video. I'm glad that I researched it even more. We got the entire video. Thank God for this dude right here. Okay, this man said he viewed the surveillance video in Karmelo Anthony's case. So it is what it is. He's telling us what he saw. All right. He said you can clearly see everything is not grainy like they try to act like it is. You can see the 4 kids standing around Karmelo basically doing the most. You can see the 1 kid veered off to distract the coaches and stuff. You can see all of that. Okay. He did get his backpack thrown. That's what this guy said. Both of the twins were hitting him and stuff and everything. One pulled him back in when Karmelo tried to get away. The reason why Karmelo ran, according to this dude right here, is because the other kids started chasing him. I said that a long time ago. They probably was chasing him. That's just common sense. If you beat up someone's friend, and certainly if you unalive him, all the other kids are going to run behind you. His friends or her friends are going to run behind you to do something to you. That's why the other dude was still running behind him, trying to get him, even when the coaches had him and stuff. Karmelo was not trying to get away. He was trying to get away from them. All right? That's why he came to, he was walking with his coach or some other coach or something like that. I can't remember. And then he also came and walked around the thing when the police came or something, or security guard or something like that. So he wasn't trying to get away, and he was remorseful. He was crying. He did not even know that he unalived this kid. And like I said, it's very unfortunate that Austin got unalived. You know what I'm saying? I wish none of this would have happened. I wish they would have handled this a better way. But the thing is, you got to do what you need to do. Okay, as teachers, coaches, or whatever the case is, you got to supervise these kids these days. Period. Okay, so y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for being here. 2 hours, but this is well worth it. I'll be back tomorrow with day 4 of this Karmelo Anthony's case. Okay, and let y'all know what's going on then, and we will talk about it again. And I already have this video recorded just in case it magically disappeared. We just saw the other 2, so it is what it is. Y'all, don't forget the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, share, leave a comment, and hype this video up. And make sure you check out my other material here on Shaystube. You can also check me out on Pressure Point News with Shay. On that channel is nothing but news articles. I'll be talking about Karmelo Anthony over there again probably tomorrow, so you can check that out. But it's a shorter video, like 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, and if you're into more comical stuff like Country Wayne reaction skits, you can check that out too. I do those twice a day, every single day. My daily news reaction I do on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. The Night Owls lives, it's going to be basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday until this trial is over. And then normally these Night Owl lives will just come on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, and then my Dollar Tree hauls are on Sundays and Wednesday. And you can check if you want to see nothing but shopping hauls, you can check me out at Shaystube shopping haul channel. All right, and you can check out my YouTube shorts. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jermaine. Thanks to Jermaine. It was another person came over here. Young Riz. Thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed day, Young Riz. And we have one more person, James Parker. Thank you so much for being here as well. And thanks to everybody in the bushes and everybody who watched this in the replays. You guys have a beautiful night, a beautiful Friday, and I will see you guys in my next video. All right? Thank you guys. Let me go ahead and stop sharing and take this down. Wait, I gotta take this stuff off, y'all. I forgot to put my background music on. I had it set and forgot all about it, you guys. Good night, y'all.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shaystube, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, 5 on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view. She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shaystube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, back again. She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shaystube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with shade. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shaystube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shaystube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. Shaystube, she back again. Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shaystube.